Fellow adventurers, welcome back to the channel. My name is Zach, and today we are starting our adventure of CSI Deadly Attempt. So get your supplies, get comfy, and let's start our adventure. Case 1, Broken Hearted.
Irreconcilable differences?
Killed on your wedding night. Even for Vegas, that's a quickie marriage.
Well, it's like the priest says, till death do you part. This that new hotshot they hired to replace you?
Hotshot? Yeah. Replace me? Come on. Nick Stokes. Glad to get a chance to work with you.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Well, if you're as good as they say, you probably already noticed our blushing bride here.
To choose what to say, move the cursor over a topic icon and select it.
What do you think?
Well, judging by the murder weapon and those cuts across her face and neck, my money's on crime of passion. The groom's missing. That might be a lethal case of cold feet or maybe a jealous ex-boyfriend. And if that's the case, somewhere, our groom might be a second victim.
Looks like she bled out.
Yeah, the autopsy will tell us more. Just let Doc Robbins know when you're going to want the body brought down to the morgue.
Do we know her name?
She's just Jane Doe for now. I didn't find a purse, an ID, or any luggage in the room. We could be looking at the trifecta: kidnapping, robbery, and murder. So, right now we need to find out who this girl is. Because if this is a crime of passion, then our victim knew her killer.
Anything
Not
else?
specifically. Let's get back to it. Hey, do me a favor, will you? Could you finish up the interview with our witness over there? Then you can help me finish processing the scene. It's a busy night. We're short-handed. Oh, and Jim left us a copy of the 911 call. It might be worth a listen.
Alrighty. Not what I wanted.
Empty. If anyone used the hot tub last night, they took the time to drain it. There's some kind of glass or plastic lodged in her neck. Could be the COD, but we'll need Doc Robbins to make that call. We'll want a closer look at it after he takes it out. With any luck, our victim's DNA will be in CODIS, and we'll find out who she is. From the distribution of this blood, it looks like she was standing when she was attacked, then she fell onto the bed. Good catch. The carpet does look a little bleached out in that spot. Looks like someone tried to clean up. Interesting. We'll take that back to the lab and see what trace analysis can tell us.
Alrighty.
Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. This broken piece resembles the piece of glass that was used to stab the victim. Somehow, maybe in the struggle, it wound up all the way across the room here. Hey, you see how that cushion on the couch was put on backwards? Check it out.
Bingo.
Blood could be from either our perp or our victim. All we know is somebody didn't want us to see it. Lots of blood in this sink. Makes sense. That much blood spatter, the killer would have been a mess. Great job. Pays to be thorough.
See?
I don't see a faucet. How do you fill the... Oh, I see. Cute. I don't see a faucet. How do you fill
Okay.
the...
Got it.
Oh, I see. Cute.
Sir, may I get your name?
Yeah, Charles Steer. I'm the night manager. Sorry if I'm a little freaked out. This is a first for me.
What time did you discover the body?
Okay. That was just after checkout time, around 11. I came by to see if he'd left so that the maid could come in here and clean up. I knocked a couple times, no answer. I opened the door and I saw her. I called you guys right away.
Man was staying in this room?
Yeah, right. He's some Mexican dude. I never seen him before. Short guy, you know, about 5'6" or so. He checked in by himself, but I figured he might have had some company waiting around the corner because he asked for the Cupid suite, you know? You know, I kind of went all through this with that Captain Brass guy earlier, but anyway, hombre paid with cash. He gave a phony name like Michael Jordan or George Lopez or something. You know, most guys do.
Do you have the cash she handled?
No. You kidding me? The owner, she don't trust nobody who works here. Cash goes straight into the drop safe. Do not pass go, you know what I mean? She picks it up first thing in the morning. She takes it straight to the bank as soon as it opens.
Did he touch anything else? Registration card, pen?
Nah. See, I kind of make my own rules on the night shift. I just write down the name, take the cash, or run the card. I mean, it's not like I get paid enough to pay attention, you know what I'm saying?
Do you recognize the victim?
No, man. I've never seen her before. Could you let me know if you find out? Because I kind of like to know. That is, I mean, if you're allowed to give out that sort of information at all?
Anybody hear anything else last night?
No, not at all. I mean, it was a pretty quiet night. Unusually quiet, you know what I mean? And if anybody was screaming or fighting or anything in here, I mean, Nobody said a word to me about it.
Someone tried to clean the blood from the carpet.
Whoa, okay. I don't know nothing about that. You understand? And I know it couldn't have been one of our maids, because I gotta tell them when they can come in here, you know what I'm saying? So that's gotta be, you know, the bad guy doing that.
Is there anything else you can tell us?
Well, I can't think of anything else to tell you, man. It's just a messed up world we're living in, that's for sure.
When you're done processing, we'll head back to the lab. But I'll have Brass hold the scene, just in case we need to come back for anything. Be sure to finish up with our witness. He may be the only one we have. I'll call Doc Robbins down in the morgue and have him send someone out for the body.
Hi, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I'm Al Robbins. It's nice to meet you.
Any sign of sexual trauma?
No, in fact, the marriage was not consummated at all, consensually or otherwise. Well, at least not last night.
Did we find anything from the
Have you met
tox?
Henry Andrews in tox yet? Very nice fellow. You'll like him. Well, anyway, according to the tox panel, your victim's blood alcohol level was .09. She was definitely inebriated. But even if she held her liquor well, I would imagine there had to be some kind of complication with the 1.9 milligrams per liter of benzoyl methyleconine in her system. Still, that could be considered by some to be a fairly recreational level of cocaine ingestion.
TOD?
I'd say your victim's been dead about 8 to 9 hours, which I suppose would put the murder at around 3 in the morning.
And what about a COD?
Broken heart. Seriously, I removed a shard of broken glass from what looks like it could be a heart-shaped plate or ashtray. It severed the victim's carotid artery, which led to her cause of death being technically exsanguination. But where's the poetry in that? The shard is right over... Oh, here you go. Yes, I have them right here for you. Well, I haven't completed my examination, so I might find out something else. Please feel free to poke around some more now, or you can come back anytime. Good catch. Your victim wore a removable partial denture. It's pretty nice bridge work, actually. But you ask me, this girl's too young to be losing her teeth. My experience tells me she's probably been the victim of domestic violence.
Okay. Let's go back to the crime scene.
That's another piece of broken glass that looks like what was used to stab our Vic. Let's find as many of these broken pieces as we can, and then we'll try to put them back together at the lab.
I see you two are making a great team already. Crime scene process that fast, huh?
Our new transfer here moves pretty quick. I just stand back and watch the magic happen.
Well, don't stand around too much. You still need to identify that Jane Doe before you can make much headway.
We're on it. Sodium bicarbonate, citrate, silicate, anionic and non-ionic surfactants. Fragrance. They equal your common, everyday carpet cleaner. Unfortunately, there's no way to determine when it was used, so it won't help us narrow down the timeline.
Okay. Where's DNA? Oh, this is the microscope.
We're gonna want to match up all the pieces of glass we can find.
Not what I want. Oh, it's right here.
Our Vic's DNA isn't in the system. She's still a Jane Doe. The blood from the couch cushion is not a match to our Jane Doe, and someone tried to clean it up. So, if we go with our crime of passion theory, our victim struggles with the assailant, but she gets a piece of him. And obviously, he doesn't want to be identified, so as best he can, he cleans up after himself. Well, we do have someone else's blood at the scene. Problem is, it's just a couple of drops, which could easily have been left there by some previous guest. No match there. The 3 blood samples taken from the crime scene don't match each other. Three's a crowd. But, aside from the victim's blood, we can't say for sure if those other 2 samples have anything to do with the crime. Nice work. Those ID markers are often better than driver's licenses. Now all we have to do is look it up in the medical database.
Yeah, my name is Charles Steer, and I'm calling to report a murder. I'm the night manager at Aurelia's Fantasy Suites over on West Alexander Street. Please hurry.
Sir, is the victim a hotel guest?
I don't know exactly. She's in there in the Cupid Suite. Jeez, there's just a lot of blood. Look, I really need the cops to get here as soon as possible. I'll wait for them in the parking lot, okay? This is really freaking me out.
Sir, if you could please stay on the line with me a while.
Jackpot. Says here our corpse bride's real name is Lynn Bowder, and she isn't a newlywed at all. She's been married for over a year to a first lieutenant in the Marine Corps. Yeah, but get this. Under spouse's employee contact information, Lynn lists a military FPO address, a fleet post office box. It's good for another 2 months, which means her husband's still deployed overseas. Which begs the question, if Lynn's husband is out of the country, then who's she honeymooning with?
I got you some more information on Lynn Bowder. She's a Vegas native, but moved out to North Carolina a couple of years ago after getting married. 6 months ago, her husband, along with the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Force, was redeployed to Iraq. Now, as far as I can tell, the two remain happily married. There's no record of divorce either here or in North Carolina. No new marriage license was issued to Lynn Bowder. None of the local chapels has any record of her walking or running down the aisle, and none of the hotels has any record of her having checked in.
Got a last known local address?
No, but her last local place of employment was Pleasure City, a strip club about 2 blocks away from Aurelia's Fantasy Suites.
We should check it out.
We? Call me if you need backup.
Will do.
All right, let's head over to the next scene. Yes, very lovely.
Hey, sorry, we're closed.
Ma'am, we're here from the Vegas Crime Lab. We're here following up on a murder investigation.
May we get your name, please?
Kathy Bird. You said murder. Who got murdered?
Those look like some nasty bruises on your arms.
Yeah, guy last night got a little grabby. Security bounced him. He's lucky that's all they did. Hurt like a son of a bitch.
Do you know Lynn Bowder?
Lynn Bowder? Yeah, why?
I'm afraid she was found dead at Aurelia's Fantasy Suites.
Oh my God! I just saw her last night.
You saw her last night? Was that here?
Yes, it was. We were both working. She spent most of her time dancing for this one guy.
Can you tell us more about the guy she was with?
Well, I didn't get a real good look at him because the club was busy and it was dark as hell and I was working. I think he was Mexican, though. Not real tall. And she was like grinding all over the guy. I mean, he must have had some serious cash on him.
Where exactly did Miss Bowder dance for this gentleman?
Like I said, I can't remember exactly, but I think she was in that chair over there. The one turned away from the stage. She liked to have room to dance.
What time did she leave with this man?
I'm gonna guess midnight? They left together sometime around midnight, but I'm not 100% on that.
How well did you know Lynn?
Not real well. I mean, you know, she used to work here a few years ago. We used to hang out some, but then she got married to a real loser and left town. Anyway, I didn't hear from her until 2 weeks ago. She called and came by the club. You know, she said she wanted to work the pole here for a few nights, make a little quick and dirty cash.
Lynn Browder called you after you hadn't spoken in a few years?
Well, yeah, we were kind of close back then. And she really wanted to move back to Vegas. Her marriage to the Marine hit the rocks. She finally got smart and left the son of a bitch. And it's like I said, she wanted to come back here and make some money. She thought I could put in a good word for her with the management, and I did.
Did you know anyone who might have had a problem with Lynn?
Did she have any enemies? A jealous ex-boyfriend, maybe.
Lynn? She was her own worst enemy. No, I mean, Lynn was a really cool person and all, but she wasn't always the most reliable person, if you know what I mean.
Have you ever been to Aurora's Fantasy Suites?
Are you kidding? No frickin' way. I wouldn't set foot in that dump. That place is pathetic.
Not even last night.
Look, last night I was here till, like, dawn, and then I went straight home. I was exhausted. You try serving drinks all night in 6-inch heels.
Could Lynn have gotten married last night?
Married? I really don't think so. I mean, she was still married to Buzzcut in Baghdad, and that was a total train wreck, so I can't really see her going all big love on me and taking home husband number 2.
Anything else you can tell us?
No, not really, but, you know, if I remember something, I'll be sure to give you guys a call, okay? Good luck with everything.
We appreciate you taking the time to answer our questions.
Yeah.
There are probably plenty of prints on those poles, but they're not the ones we want. All right, now we might be getting somewhere. This palm print means someone was forced to sit on his hands last night. Now, from what I hear, that's not exactly the MO of a local dancer. Keep going. We have to check the whole chair.
It's Jim Brass. Somebody tried to use Lynn Bowder's credit card in an ATM off Eastern. Swing by my office when you get a chance.
Okay, we're looking at a lot of prints in here, my friend. Finding a connection to Lynn Bowder might seem like we're looking for a needle in a haystack, but, you know, that's exactly what it is. Well, hell, that's why they pay us the big bucks, am I right? Got one. Lots more chair to search, though. Another one. Great. All right. We've been over every inch of that chair. Watching your technique, I'm pretty sure we found what there is to find. Okay, so, we know Lynn Bowder was at Pleasure City last night, but the question still remains, who was she with? Mr. Iram Dominguez. That's quite a rap sheet. Mr. Iram Dominguez's prints are a match to those we found with Lynn Bowder's prints. And this guy definitely has a history of violence. His current address is in Los Angeles, California. He might have already skipped town. We need brass to put out a bolo on his vehicle right now. Whoa! Hello! An 82-year-old stripper? Wow, man, I think somebody really needs to think about hanging up the old G-string.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay. Well, what the patrons of Pleasure City don't know can't hurt them, I guess.
Yeah?
Going to a party?
One of the homicide detectives from day shift is having a retirement party tomorrow. I got saddled with picking up a gift from night shift.
That's Lieutenant Briggs, right? Hasn't she been with the force for something like 35 years?
Almost to the day. And when the first female African-American detective in the department retires, you better believe they're making a big deal out of it.
Do you have the card from the ATM?
Let me know what you find.
We need to bring Dominguez in
Show
for
me what
questioning.
you've got. You got Dominguez's prints at Pleasure City where Lynn Bowder was working. And the night manager's description of the guy who checked into the Cupid suite last night seems to fit Dominguez pretty well. So he's definitely a person of interest. I just don't think a judge is going to issue a warrant for you. But I'll tell you what I can do. I'll put out a bolo on the guy and try to pick him up for questioning. So in the meantime, you can do me a favor and show Dominguez's photo to either of our witnesses. It would be nice to know if one of them recognizes him as the person they saw last night.
Nothing we need to collect there. Charles Steer? Looks like our hotel manager has some splaining to do. You still here?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking, you know, what a thing to see. You guys must be used to it, though, huh?
We found your print on the victim's ATM card.
What? Really? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, okay. So the thing is, she was gonna, like, pay for the room when they were checking in, you know? And so she gave me the card to run, but then the guy, he like, pulled out a wad of cash and said he wanted to pay, so, you know, of course, I let him.
You never mentioned that Miss Bowder checked in too.
Yeah, no, I didn't. That's right. I didn't, cause I wasn't really thinking good at that moment. And I was gonna call you guys back, you know, to tell you that I'd been pretty much up all night working. And I forgot to mention the lady checking in with the Mexican dude.
I can imagine you had a pretty rough night. Cocaine has a way of doing that to you, Charlie.
Cocaine? What? No, man. I mean, I used to, all right? But no, not now. I don't do it, no. You know, I'm a clean, right? Pure of mind and body and all that. But I got these serious allergies, man. I gotta take something for them. You don't got anything on you, do you? No?
No. Sorry, Charlie.
Do you recognize this person?
Yeah, that's the dude, man. That's the Mexican. I mean, the dude who, you know, checked in with the dead lady last night. That's him, I swear. So there's not like a reward or something, is there?
Well, I got some good news for you. We just picked up Iron Dominguez standing on the edge of I-15 trying to solicit a ride out of town, which is technically illegal in Nevada. So on top of that, Mr. Dominguez is in violation of his parole for domestic battery back in the Golden State. So he'll be staying with us for a few more days, if you'd like to come down and have a chat with him.
Brass has Dominguez in custody? Score one for the bolo. Now we ought to be on the lookout for a way to tie him to the murder. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
What brought you to Las Vegas?
Sell my truck.
How much you get for it?
Couple G's, I guess.
Not bad. It buys you a pretty good night at Pleasure City.
Pleasure City? Yeah, sure. You trying to ask me if I was there last night? Is that a crime, officer?
You mean Lynn Browder at
Yeah,
Pleasure
I'm
City?
gonna be honest with you. I go for the boobs, not the names.
Well, is that why you took Lynn to Aurelia's Fantasy Suites? But maybe by that point you'd blown the 2 G's. Lynn wasn't giving up anything for free. And you weren't going to take no for an answer. You two get into it, and you put an end to it by stabbing her in the throat. Am I right?
Jeez, man, are you crazy? What the hell are you talking about? I came in to sell my truck, I sold my truck. Then I went to the strip club. I had some beers, bought some dances, then I decided to go home. End of story.
We have witnesses who saw you with
what?
her.
You ain't gonna find nobody who said they saw me kill that chick. And you know why? Because I am innocent. I didn't do nothing. But if you want to throw my Latino ass in jail, you better come correct. Because I'm gonna find me a very good lawyer to sue all your asses. You feel me?
Mr. Dominguez, with or without a lawyer, your hitchhiking arrest lets us take your DNA. Open your mouth, please.
Hello there, I don't believe we've met. I'm Dr. Raymond Langston.
Working on some fingerprints there, Doc?
One fingerprint in particular, actually. I managed to pull a partial off a cannoli that might be our murder weapon. But I don't think there are enough identifiable minutiae to make a match. Care to take a crack at it? did it. Thank you. You just helped me solve this case.
Well, all right. Hiram Dominguez's DNA matches one of the blood samples we found at the crime scene. Piece of glass stuck to the shirt. Nice find.
How'd you get
I
that
got
bruise?
rolled just walking down the street right after I left Pleasure City. I mean, you guys got a very dangerous city here, I'm telling you. Bastard got all the money I had left. That's why you picked me up hitchhiking on the side of I-15, which, you know, it would have been nice if somebody let me know is like totally illegal.
Ever been to Fantasy
Is that
Suites?
a club?
It's the hotel where Lynn Bowder was found murdered.
Hey, now, there's no way you can put that on me. I never been to any fantasy suites. What, you got a problem with my English? Permítame hablar español. No, I never been to any fantasy suites. You got no proof that's my blood?
We have better evidence than that, don't worry.
Like I told you, I never been to any fantasy suites.
We found your blood at the scene of the crime. You lied to us.
Care to revise your statement?
Jeez. Come on, man. I didn't kill her. I don't know what happened, okay? Yeah, I took both ladies back to the fantasy suites. We got a room, we got it going on. There's just no way, man, that I could have killed her.
Both ladies, there were two
Yeah, it
in
was
there
the
with you?
redhead's idea. She said it was roommates or something, said they like to share. Like I'm gonna say no to that.
Kathy Bird has red hair. Did you hear any names?
For the blonde, I didn't, but I think she called the redhead Cat.
I guess the cat is out of the bag. I'm gonna find Kathy Bird's address.
I'm curious why the wedding dress.
Oh man, it's stupid. It's like I told the girls I was getting divorced. That's why I was selling my truck and spending all the money. Cause I promise you, I ain't giving that nagging bitch one dime. Anyway, the redhead brought the wedding dress over to the hotel, even got a tux for me. She said they were gonna give me a divorce party I never forget. It was pretty sweet for a while.
Yeah, well, it's all fun and games until someone loses their life.
You want to tell us where you really got that bruise?
It was all going pretty good until I ran out of money, right? Then that redhead bitch tried to kick me out of the damn room that I paid for. And I was like, no way, I'ma get what I got coming.
Sure, because you earned it, right?
That's right, that's what I said. So I stepped to Blondie to see what's up. And yeah, okay, I admit it. I had been partaking of some alcoholic beverages, and I may have snorted some coke. But red-haired bitch get all up in my face first, and she's screaming and pushing and punching on me, saying, get out, and I just defended myself. I think I just shoved her back a bit, and then when I turn around to, apologize to Blondie, boom, lights went out, and I don't remember a damn thing after that.
Why they ain't call the police?
Consciousness, and you saw Lynn Bowder lying there in a pool of her own blood. Is it that hard to dial 911?
I woke up. I see her lying there, dead. I couldn't remember a damn thing about what happened. I didn't know what was going on. Truth is, I got a record, and all I thought was, who the hell's gonna believe me?
Don't worry, Mr. Dominguez. The truth might just set you free.
What about the ATM card?
I know nothing about that, for real.
Did you put that ashtray in Lynn's throat?
Man. I'm no killer. I never touched that ashtray. Nice. You kind of had me going there for a second, but you don't got a thing.
Not where I wanted to go.
We may be able to get some DNA off that.
Let's go. Set off to the lab to process it.
That's good. We have Kathy Bird's blood at the crime scene. This'll be enough for that warrant.
What do you need? I'm gonna need to see some evidence before I go to a judge. You found Kathy Bird's DNA at the crime scene. Means she lied. And that's the probable cause we need to get a warrant to search her apartment.
And if we find anything there that ties her to Lynn's murder, we know where to come for the arrest warrant. Miss Bird, we're from the crime lab. We have a warrant to search your apartment. You need to open up.
All right, keep your pants on. I'm coming.
Now, Miss Bird. Well, if I'd known this was a social call, I would have made some of my finger sandwiches.
Hey, yeah. It is a very small world, yes it is. Well, I don't want to get in your way here, so, I should go. Hey, see you later, Cat. Call me, huh?
I wasn't expecting to see Charlie
like
here.
You said, we're friends. That a problem?
No problem, but you said you'd never been to the fantasy
Why would I
suites.
visit him at work? I don't know about you, but my boss gets pissed if I socialize when I'm on the job.
I understand Lynn Marauder was staying
No,
with you.
Lynn wasn't staying here. Who told you that? I have no idea where she was staying. You know, I've done nothing but cooperate with you. And now, I think it's about time you take whatever it is you're going to take and please just leave.
Vegas gets cold at night. Painting supplies and makeup on the same table? Looks like an accident waiting to happen to me. Somehow I thought there'd be more shoes. And look here, another chunk of glass. Looks a lot like the others we found. Looks like a fair amount of blood in that drain. I don't think I'd brush my teeth in the same sink I used to clean my paintbrushes. Wow, I've met junkies with cleaner apartments. Check out this footprint. Notice anything odd? Like how something right there has broken up the tread pattern? Looks like he's got something stuck in his shoe. The blood we found in Kathy Bird's apartment matches Lynn Bowder. You know, honestly, Lynn's blood at Kathy's place wouldn't be that suspicious if it weren't for the fact that Kathy seems to have a real problem telling us the whole truth.
Hey, do you have enough evidence? The problem here is I don't see how these things are connected. I'll see what I can do. Show me the evidence. Looks like Kathy Bird isn't telling us everything. I'll have the judge issue the warrant.
All right, Miss Bird. We know you were at Aurelia's last night. Why don't you tell us what happened?
I already told you. I worked late at Pleasure City, and then I went straight home.
But somehow your DNA took a detour to the Cupid suite? Strange. Perhaps you'd care to try again. Once more. With feeling?
Geez, all right, I was there. I just didn't want the hassle from you guys, but... whatever. Look, I'm not supposed to dance for customers outside the club. It's a strict policy. My boss will fire me when he finds out. But this Dominguez guy had a lot of cash because he sold his car or truck or something, and he's leaving his wife, yada, yada, yada.
You don't need to spare us the details.
Lynn and I agreed to give the guy a 2-girl show at the hotel, but the guy ran out of money. So I was like, Lynn, let's bounce. But she started to have a thing for the guy. I don't know. I just wanted to get the hell out of there, so I went home. That's the God's honest truth.
We need to take your
Why do you need
fingerprints.
that? Shouldn't you be looking for the killer? This is a total waste of time.
Did you see Lynn after
Lynn
she was
still with
killed?
that guy when I took off. I left before he slashed her.
How do you explain the glass shard in your room?
Look, I'm not the only one who comes to my apartment, all right? Anybody could have dragged a piece of glass in. I didn't put it there. Like I said, I left before he slashed her.
How do you explain the glass shard in your room?
Look, I'm not the only one who comes to my apartment, all right? Anybody could have dragged a piece of glass in. I didn't put it there. Me? I'm not the one you should be talking to. I never even touched that ashtray. What's that supposed to mean?
All right, maybe it's time we took a break to regroup. I know you're new to Vegas, but come on, you gotta have evidence before you convict someone. Let's see if you can find something before you go back in there. How do you explain Lynn's blood in your shower?
You guys are reaching here. I'm not even a lawyer and I could say, well, she cut herself. Or it was that time of the month. Or you guys planted evidence. Pick any one of those, why don't you?
All right, cut the attitude. You've done nothing but lie to us from word one. So I think the district attorney is going to want to throw in a couple of obstruction charges on top of first-degree murder. You're at the hotel, and you cleaned Lynn's blood off you when you got home. You thought if you just washed it down the drain, no one would know the difference. You probably didn't realize you still had a piece of the murder weapon on your clothes. Well, welcome to the wonderful world of forensic science, lady. I really hope you enjoy the rest of your life in prison.
Wait! I was there when Lynn was killed, but I swear to God it wasn't me. It was Charlie. Charlie killed her. And he said he'd kill me too if I told anyone. Okay, so we're partying. But then this Dominguez guy, like I told you, he totally runs out of cash. And I'm like, party's over, dude. And, you know, I say, Lynn, let's get out of here. But dude's not taking last call for an answer, and he starts getting rough, you know? And we get into it. Then Charlie comes running in, and he hits the guy in the head with a damn ashtray. Totally knocks him out. Now, I know Charlie because I've been to the suites a few times before, but maybe he was high or something, because he started yelling at me and Lynn. He wanted all our cash and drugs and booze, and I mean, he even tried to take our purses.
Let me guess. Lynn didn't want to give up her purse.
That's right. I gave up mine, but Lynn wouldn't. Charlie went crazy. He picked up a chunk from that broken ashtray and oh my God! I loved Lynn. She was my friend. She didn't deserve that.
So when you called the police... Oh, wait, that's right. You didn't call the police.
Charlie said he'd kill me if I went to the cops. He said I'd get it worse than Lynn, and then he told me he'd cover for both of us. He'd just make it look like the Dominguez guy did it.
You have any proof Charlie was threatening
My
you?
cell phone. He left me a voicemail. Listen to it yourself if you don't believe me.
Not there.
Hey, Kat. I'm calling because you and I both know what happened last night was no accident, right? So I just want you to know you better keep your promise, all right? That way, I keep mine, and we're cool, okay? Okay. That's it.
What do you think? It sounds like a threat, but I just have a hard time imagining Charlie really intimidating Kathy. I would think, if anything, it would be the other way around, but I suppose anything's possible. Let's see what Brass thinks.
All right. Let's go to Brass.
Yeah? What evidence do we have? All the print on the ATM card proves is that Charlie found her debit card. Doesn't mean he killed her to get it. So you should find out what Charlie's got to say for himself. Hey.
Oh. I'm stupid.
I'm gonna need to see some evidence before I go to a judge. Well, appearances might be deceiving, but that sounds like Charlie Steer has something to confess. I'll see what I can do.
Mr. Steer, we heard the message you left on Kathy Bird's cell phone.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. She played it for you, didn't she? Damn it.
Well, if it's any consolation, our threat seemed a little more convincing than yours.
What did she tell you?
Something about how badly you needed a purse, and how you stabbed Lynn Bowder in the throat to get one.
What?
You don't look like much, Charlie, so I get it. After you left the voicemail, you wanted to make absolutely sure Kathy understood you weren't playing games, so you paid her a little visit. You know, it's just bad luck that we were there at the apartment when you did.
No! Look, you got it all wrong, man. I didn't kill that girl. Kat killed her.
Oh, really? You say she killed Lynn. She says you killed Lynn.
She said.
Yeah, but Kat called me to the room, man. That's how it went down. And that blonde chick, I mean, she was already lying there on the bed. She was dead when I walked in there, man. You gotta believe me.
If you didn't kill her, why did you clean up the crime scene?
Isn't usually what you want to do if you're innocent.
What are you talking about? I didn't clean up the crime scene.
Actually, he's right. Why were you at Miss Bird's apartment?
To her. Jeez. But she blows me off, then you guys show up. I step right in the mud.
I'm gonna need your shoes, please.
Your limos, your kicks. Isn't that what the kids are calling them these days? Hand them over, Charlie.
Oh,
Open wide, please.
Okay, fine.
Alrighty, before we go any further, we're going to examine his shoes.
Charlie was pretty twitchy. I wonder if he dropped some of his stash.
Hey, found
You
it.
just found the missing piece to this puzzle. Nice work. We found traces of identical carpet cleaner on both the floor of the crime scene and on Charlie Steer's shoe. I thought he said cleaning was the maid's job. We should be able to get that print now. There you go. Good as new. You gotta love it when you pull a fingerprint off the murder weapon. Now, let's hope we get a match.
Alright. Wait, that's in the other room.
print proves Kathy Bird handled the murder weapon. We got her.
Yeah, I have a feeling this case isn't going to be perfect, but whatever. I'm just enjoying the story. So, let's go to the interrogation room.
What are you talking about? I didn't clean up the crime scene.
I'd say you cleaned up to make yourself look less guilty.
No way. That's not how it happened. I did help clean up, but Kat killed that blonde.
So instead of calling the cops, you helped her cover up a murder? Why should we believe that?
Cause I love her, man, okay? It's crazy, I know. Kat comes to the hotel all the time with all kinds of dudes, and we have this kind of, well, arrangement. I give her the room off the books, and she kicks me back some cash from her dates. Sometimes she even gives me, well, you know, like I said, we have an arrangement, man.
So that's why Dominguez didn't have to register?
Yeah, I'll admit it. I confess. I stole from the hotel. Great, but I swear on my grandmother's grave, I did not kill that chick. I'll take a lie detector. I'll do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So why did you leave the phone message?
Cover up a murder for her. Why threaten her?
It's pathetic, right? I'm in love with her, and she just laughs at me, man. But what can I do? Last night she calls me, right? And she says she needs me. I go in the room, and oh my God, all that blood. And Kat's standing there, right? And she's just a mess. Completely helpless. And I get to be her Superman. I mean, who wouldn't want that job, right? I could save her. I say I'll clean up. I'll clean it all up. I'll pretend I never saw her, and I'll make it kind of look like the Mexican did it, you know? So she says, what would I do without you? You see, the deal was, we'd cover for each other, okay? But I always knew. I knew she wouldn't keep her word. In the back of my mind, I knew. You know what I'm saying? That's why I called her. That's why I showed up at her place. I knew. I knew she'd never keep her word. I was just hoping.
What about Lynn's ATM card?
Thinking. Yeah, I took it, and I tried to use it. Damn. I needed to get high to try to forget the whole thing, you know?
Why would Kathy Bird want to kill Lynn?
I know that this Lynn chick, I guess when she came to town, I didn't see Kat for a while. Then, like, out of nowhere, man, I see Kat with this chick and this Mexican dude at the hotel, and it's, you know, it's like the normal routine. And she says, hey, Charlie, give him the special.
Alrighty, so I think we need to talk to Kathy for one last time.
What do you need? Okay, meet me in interrogation.
Charlie admitted his role in covering up the murder.
Well, that's what I told you. He killed her and then he covered it up.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to charge him with Lynn's murder.
Why?
Kathy, we know you killed Lynn.
To me? You have no proof. I never touched that ashtray.
Already?
Because your fingerprint is on the murder weapon, Kathy. You killed Lynn.
I just wish we could go back. 2 years ago, Lynn and I were together. I loved her so much, and I know it wasn't easy for her to be open about us, but I could never understand why she left me for that idiot. I mean, she even married the guy, and then he ships off to the Middle East for forever, and she can't take it anymore, so she comes back here. I was just hoping we could be together again. That's all.
Yeah, but it didn't work out that way.
No, but she said that's what she wanted. She wanted us to get back together again, and then she changed her mind again. Suddenly, she didn't want to be with me. She wanted to go home. She wanted to wait for her husband to come home. She said she wasn't being fair to him. Wasn't being fair to him. What about me?
You wanted to pick things up where you left off. Living together, working together. Is that why you two took Iram Dominguez to the fantasy suites?
Yeah, I convinced her to come out. I even got her the wedding dress. It was stupid, but that dress was real, you know? I wanted her to wear it when we got married.
So you two dance for Dominguez and then he runs out of money, right?
Yeah, and when I tried to kick his ass out, he got pissed and tried to take Lynn. I tried to stop him. The guy was short but strong. He threw me across the room. I got up and I hit him with the ashtray. It shattered all over the place, but I knocked him out.
You saved her.
She looked so fragile, so helpless, lying there on the bed. I told her I would always protect her. I would always take care of her, and I reached out to her to take her into my arms. She pushed me away. She pushed me away. And I don't know why, but I couldn't take it. I just couldn't. She was so cold. How could she? She broke my heart. She broke my heart. Do you know what that's like?
Yes. Yes, I do. It's like mourning someone who died.
Oh, Lynn, why?
DA's filing a second-degree murder charge against Kathy Bird. Charles Steer is going to be charged with accessory after the fact. Good job on this one.
I gotta say, this one really belongs to you. Great work. We're lucky to have you on the team.
See, I sucked. But hey. That was all for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And please don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload our content. These videos get uploaded every single Wednesday until the series is done, and I plan on playing all the CSI games I possibly can on the computer. The only one that's iffy is New York, because I can't find that game anywhere. So, you guys know where to find that. Leave a link or something in the comments, or let me know where I can find it at. Preferably digital. And I'll see you guys on our next adventure.